Hey everyone! Today we're diving into the world of Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. These little companions might not get all the attention, but trust me, they're a game changer when it comes to combat. They're not just there to look cute, they've got some seriously useful abilities. Whether it's their active skills, passive perks, or chain attacks, a good Bangboo can really make or break a fight. The trick is figuring out which one fits best with your team's composition and strategy. It's not just about stats or rarity, although those things do matter a bit. You really want to think about how their abilities can work with the characters you have and what your team needs. But here's the deal, this tier list isn't set in stone. As new characters and Bangboos are added, things can shift pretty quickly. Some Bangboos are great in general situations, offering solid utility, while others might shine in specific scenarios based on your team's needs. And let's not forget, the best Bangboo for your team might not always be the highest tier. Sometimes the right synergy is all that matters. So, as you build your team, keep an eye on those synergies, and remember, it's always about finding the right match for your playstyle. Let's see which Bangboos make the cut and which ones are best left on the bench. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Bangboo, Devilboo, Bullseye, Cryboo, Sumaboo, and Lucky Boo. Alright, let's talk about some of the Bangboo characters in Zenless Zone Zero. These are the ones that fall into the C tier, meaning they're not exactly the most exciting or powerful options, but hey, they still have their moments. First up, we've got Bangboo. Now, Bangboo's not really going to carry your team to victory, especially later in the game. Sure, it's great for the early stages with its physical DMG and chain attack that can get stronger if you've got at least one attack character on your squad, but once you hit the mid and late game, it's a little underwhelming. Moving on, let's chat about Devilboo. If you're running an Ether heavy team, this one might be a decent pick. Devilboo deals Ether DMG and boosts Anomaly buildup when paired with two Ether characters. The chain attack's nice because it extends the coordination state and amps up that Anomaly buildup, but it's just not as impactful compared to some of the higher tier characters. If you're looking for solid damage dealers and support, there are better choices out there. Then we've got Bullseye, who's all about physical DMG. But here's the kicker, to really make the most of its chain attack, you need at least one Pierce type character in the squad. It's kind of a niche setup, right? It can dish out some decent damage, but without the right team composition, it won't shine as brightly as you'd like. Definitely not the first character you'll be choosing if you've got other options available, but if you're building a specific team, it could fit in there. Now, Cryboo is an interesting one. This character focuses on fire DMG, and if you've got two fire characters on your team, Cryboo's chain attack can help with Anomaly buildup. Again, it's not the most thrilling option, and it can feel a little limited in its usefulness. But hey, if you're running a fire-based squad, Cryboo can do some good work early on. Just be mindful that, like the others in C tier, it won't be pulling out miracles when the later battles start to get tougher. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Borashur, Paperboo, Exploreboo, Penguinboo, Avokaboo, Electroboo, Magnetiboo, and Nightboo. Let's talk about the Bangboo squad, the quirky bunch from Zenless Zone Zero. You might have come across them, and if you have, you probably realized how each one brings a unique flair to the table. Whether you're into buffing your team, dealing damage, or just messing with enemies, these guys have got you covered. Well, mostly, but there's one thing we can all agree on. They're not the stars of the show, but they're definitely the life of the party. First up, we have Nightboo. This one's for all the Ether damage fans out there. Nightboo's special ability allows it to dish out a decent chunk of Ether damage. But here's the catch. It offers an attack buff to your whole team, but only if you have at least one support character in the squad. And that buff, it's kind of a pick your poison situation. It lasts for just 10 seconds and each character has to pick it up themselves. It's not a game changer, but it's handy when you need that extra push. Then, there's Borashur. If you're the type who loves energy regen, this is your go-to Bangboo. It specializes in giving your team that sweet energy recharge. And if you have a support character on the team, Ether Bubbles will grant a bonus 60% more energy for your off-field characters. Now that's some solid utility right there. Perfect for keeping those heavy hitters in the game longer, no matter where they are on the battlefield. Moving on, let's talk Electroboo. If you've been looking for a way to fry your enemies with continuous electric damage, Electroboo's here to help. It's got a great synergy with electric characters. If you've got at least 2 on the team, the Bangboo chain attack boosts anomaly buildup by a whopping 120%. So if you're building an electric-based team, this guy is definitely worth having around to up the tempo of your fights. Next up, Avokabu, the healer of the bunch. If your team's getting low on health, Avokabu's got your back. Not only does it specialize in HP recovery, but if you've got a support character in your squad, the active skill recovers even more HP. Oh, and it comes with a bonus. It gains 3 additional charges. Now that's some serious sustainability, making it a great option if you want to keep your squad healthy in the heat of battle. Paperboo is up next, and it's all about drawing aggro. Its active skill taunts enemies, forcing them to focus on it. But wait, it doesn't just taunt, it eventually explodes, causing a nice bit of chaos. And if you've got a defense character in your team, the Bangboo chain attack gives you a shield. It's a fun one to mess around with, and with that extra protection, you can keep your squishier characters safe for a little longer. Lastly, we have Exploreboo, the wildcard of the group. Exploreboo's active skill grants a random buff, ranging from HP recovery, shields, or even energy regen. And if you've got a support character, that buff gets stronger. It's like rolling the dice, but the odds are in your favor. Whether you're playing it safe or rolling with whatever comes your way, Exploreboo can be a great option for shaking things up in a battle. So there you have it. The Bangboo crew is definitely an interesting bunch with a lot of different abilities. Some are great at supporting, others focus on damage, and some even throw in a little chaos for good measure. The key with these guys is that they might not be the most powerful or flashy characters, but when used right, they can provide that perfect balance and keep your team running smoothly. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Rocketboo, Bangvolva, Baddyboo, and Brawlerboo. Alright, let's talk about some of the Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero that are making waves in the A tier. First up, we have Rocketboo. This fiery little guy really packs a punch with his active skill, which deals a massive amount of fire AoE damage. But here's the kicker, if you've got at least 2 fire characters on your team, Rocketboo's Bangboo chain attack gets an 80% boost to anomaly buildup. That's huge, but here's the catch, not a lot of enemies are weak to fire at the moment. Still, when the conditions are right, he's a solid choice for adding some serious damage. Next, we've got Bangvolva. Now, this Bangboo is all about speed. He dishes out high amounts of physical anomaly, which means you can quickly stack up anomaly buildup on your enemies. If your squad's rocking at least 2 physical characters, Bangboo's chain attack deals 100% more anomaly buildup. But let's be real, Bangvolva can be a bit of a wildcard. There's always that chance his skill will fail and he'll end up shooting a paintball instead. But hey, it's all part of the fun, right? Moving on to Baddyboo, another solid pick for the A tier. Baddyboo's fire AoE damage is nothing to sneeze at, and it really helps in getting anomaly buildup going. To get the most out of him, you'll want at least 1 anomaly character in your squad, because his Bangboo chain attack will increase by 20%, meaning even more damage with fire. And if you're facing off against organic enemies, Baddyboo really shines. His additional skill becomes even stronger, making him a beast in certain matchups. And finally, we have Brawlerboo, who's basically the homing missile of the Bangboo crew. His fire AoE damage is decent, but what really makes him stand out is his active skill, which locks onto enemies and automatically targets them no matter where they are. This is great for dealing with enemies that like to dodge or hide. Plus, if you've got at least 1 anomaly or attack character in your team, you can boost his Bangboo chain attack by 120%, making his fire damage even more impressive. So, whether you're looking for AoE damage or a homing missile, Brawlerboo's got your back. The Bangboos in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Butler, Safety, Sharkboo, A-Million, Plugboo, Resonaboo, Officer QE, Red Mockers, and Agent Gulliver. Alright, let's dive right into the world of Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. These characters are absolutely crushing it, and I can't wait to break down why they were some of the best picks for your team. If you've been struggling to figure out who's top tier and who's not, don't worry, I've got you covered. So, let's talk about these S tier Bangboos and what makes them so awesome. First up, we have A-Million. Now, this character is a powerhouse, especially when you bring in at least 2 Cunning Hares characters to your team. Why? Because her Bangboo chain attack will hit harder than a freight train. Seriously, the damage output is insane. Whether you're in the early game or heading into the late stages, A-Million will always have your back. Don't underestimate this one. Next, let's talk about Butler. If you love energy regen, and who doesn't, you'll want Butler on your team. Not only does he keep your energy flowing, but when you pair him up with at least 2 Victoria Housekeeping combo characters, you'll get a nice 20% boost in energy regen. That's clutch for any fight. Sure, his Bangboo chain attack damage might not be crazy, but the utility and energy regen are absolutely worth it. Now, safety is one character you can't ignore. This guy's drill is a total beast when it comes to dealing damage, and if you've got 2 Bellabog heavy industries characters in your squad, you're in for a treat with a 20% increase to the Bangboo chain attack damage. But wait, it gets better. If the target is burning or shocked, safety gets a massive buff to damage. Talk about a game changer, right? Let's switch things up with Sharkboo. The dude deals Ice DMG, and his active skill causes some serious Ice anomaly buildup. This is huge because if you've got at least 2 Ice characters, Sharkboo's skill will increase anomaly buildup by 80%. But fair warning, there aren't a ton of Ice characters available in the game right now, so be strategic with your team comp if you want to maximize his potential. Moving on, we've got Boo. This character is your ultimate crowd control option, summoning an ether black hole that sucks enemies into one place. It's especially useful when you're dealing with huge mobs of smaller enemies, making him a perfect fit for those chaotic battles. And if you've got 2 ether characters, you can boost his anomaly buildup. It's not essential for the black hole skill, but it definitely helps pack an extra punch. Then there's Boo, who's all about electric DMG and accumulating electric anomaly. Boo really shines when you've got a mono-electric team going. When you pair him with 2 electric characters, his anomaly buildup jumps by 100%, making him an absolute beast in battle. If you're all about that electricity, then this is your guy. Now, let's talk about Officer QE. If you're after some serious physical DMG, this Bangboo is your ticket. And if you bring in at least 2 criminal investigation special response team characters, Officer QE can dish out follow-up attacks and increase his Bangboo chain attack DMG. The synergy here is real, and the added follow-up attacks are just icing on the cake. Last but definitely not least, we've got Red Mockus. This Bangboo's physical DMG is massive, and his active skill is an absolute game changer. Not only does he deal damage, but he also has this cool crowd control mechanic where he pushes enemies right back toward you. If you've got at least 2 Sons of Kaladin characters in your team, his active skill damage increases by 36%. It's a great way to manage those pesky enemies and keep them under control. And there you have it, folks. Some of the most powerful S-tier Bangboos in Zenless Zone Zero. Whether you're looking for high damage, solid crowd control, or support abilities, these characters are definitely worth adding to your team. So what do you think? Any of these guys standing out to you for your next battle? The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.